Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebekah Mills and this is Mills Cottage.
And welcome back to LaDonna Mills Lifestyle. I'm LaDonna.
Yes, this is my mother. I am her daughter. I am the oldest, firstborn if you will. Today, for both of our channels, you should go follow us, subscribe, like, watch all our videos. Be a super fan. We would really appreciate it. Today we're going to be doing a little series called Marmie and Me, which this is Marmie to my nieces and nephew. My mother is fantastic at homemaking, life skills, pretty much anything to do with that kind of sphere of life. Fantastic woman to do it. Today she is moving from Texas to Louisiana, and we are in the garage and we're kind of just sorting through things, organizing, getting things together. And she has moved a lot in her life. Since I've been born, for sure. How many times do you think you've moved in your total life?
The last time I figured it up, I've lived in 36 houses.
36 houses. That's a lot. That's a lot. So she's moved once or twice, and she knows what she's kind of coming down to the science of it. Right off the bat, give us your number one tip for someone who's moving.
The number one tip is you need to take a few minutes and make a game plan. And that means you need to buy your supplies. You're going to need a marker, at least, maybe some labels, some tape is definitely there. If you need boxes, you're going to have to get those. Sometimes things that I'm going to put in long-term storage, I use a plastic box for or a tote. And then other things, I just get like the banker boxes because they're manageable. You know, you can get big old boxes if you want to, and a few things have to be put in a big box. But most of your stuff, you just need to buy the banker box size. They don't get too heavy, and everybody can carry one of those.
Yeah, and I would say the few times that I've moved by as an adult, it's just easier to go buy the things than to try to find a hodgepodge of boxes, because it's just more easier to organize and fit in the truck, trailer, whatever. And I know that's the last thing a lot of people want to be doing when they're moving, is going to buy something, and especially supplies, but I'm telling you, it is worth the investment.
I actually put it in my budget, my moving budget this time, because I finally realized that buying the boxes is just so much more convenient, and it makes it easier to move, and then it doesn't look quite as bad when you're unloading and you don't have time to unload it all in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, those days in my life of unloading the same day that you move are gone.
I don't even do that, and I'm 33.
Yeah. And so those boxes do make nice storage boxes also, if you want to use those later for that.
Yeah. So, and I will, one more thing before we cut out to our little session here is, before you move, or I think, we've been trying to be really good at this, is doing at least once or twice a year, going through things, or as you go through and organize things, is to minimize, donate, recycle, give it to somebody else in the family who wants it. And that way you're still going to have a lot of junk, but if you go through it as you're going through your house, it'll be easier, and you're not going to spend as much time when you're moving going through things, trying to organize, trying to get rid of things, right?
Exactly.
I mean, how many times do you think we've gone through this stuff since I've moved back to Texas?
Probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I was thinking 4 or 5 times too. So,
and I just kind of live a more minimalist lifestyle these days and just keep it pared down. One of the things I do is, as I come across things, it's not like I do a big declutter session anymore, but as I come across things, I have a place in my utility room closet where I deposit those things, and then when that box gets filled up, I make myself take it right then immediately to the donation center.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, we're gonna get to work. We're just kind of going through the garage stuff.
She can show them this if
Okay.
you want to. All right, I've already kind of started organizing this side of the closet. Now, here's the deal. I mean, the garage, not the closet, the garage. We have 2 households in this house. So we have the Mills household and we have the Pinones household. So I have little labels and a marker, and we're putting everybody's name on their stuff. So when we unload at the storage place, we know whose stuff is what. So you can see that this side's already done like that. Now, this was a pretty big mess when I started out here just a little bit ago, but
So we're setting up, this is kind of the staging area. And that way tomorrow, when everybody comes in to start loading, they just have everything here. It's already labeled to go, it's set up, ready to go, so we don't have to say.
It's ready for the loaders so they can just do their job and, you know, make their time go quicker.
Yeah, so I think that would be another tip, is if you can have a staging area where everything's ready to go. That way you don't have people standing around wondering what needs to go where and what. So, all right.
Then you just show them the other side and what we're dealing with next.
Okay, so this is the other side. You can see
Now,
so much clutter over here.
Let me just give an explanation. This is like this is because we had a car in here that was broke down. And so we had to just like, this stuff looked better last week, but we just had to all of a sudden scratch it all together and pile everything up so we could get the car in here.
Right. Okay. So we're going to be working on this.
Okay, I'm back with some moving tips. So the first one I'm going to say is just don't move. Oh my goodness, just don't move. No, but seriously, we all have to move from time to time. And this is my actually 32nd move of my life. Oh my goodness, that's crazy to even think about. But my first tip is, number one, I carry my fragile things with me. So you can see that Blanca, the camper van, is now fitted out to be Blanca, the moving van. But it doesn't matter if you have a minivan or a car. I always put my most fragile items in the car with me. So for me in a minivan, that means I've got my china, my most sentimental knickknacks, my personal records, my wall hangings. Those are my most fragile items, and I carry those in the car with me. The second piece of advice I have for you is always plan for more time than what you actually think it's going to take. So I thought it was going to take about 3 hours to load everything out of the house, but it actually took more like 5 or 6 hours. You know, you always need to plan for more time, because here's the thing about moving. Things are always going to come up when you're moving, and they're going to suck up your time. And so you're going to need to plan for more time than you think it's going to take. I say double the amount of time you think it's going to take. And the third piece of advice I have is doing it yourself move. If you're getting a U-Haul or some rental truck and you're doing it yourself, you're going to have some help. And I highly recommend, even though I didn't do it this time, I highly recommend hiring a couple guys from a local moving company to come load up your truck. When we moved from West Memphis back to Texas, that's what we did, and it worked out wonderfully. We just called a local moving company. We got 2 of their guys to come out, and I'm telling you what, we didn't have to lift a finger on the heavy stuff. They got our whole house packed up in that truck in about 2.5 to 3 hours. And I'm thinking it only cost us around $200 for that, maybe 3, but not more than that. And that was one of the best expenditures that we made during the move, was having the professional moving guys come and load up our truck. It saved the wear and tear on our bodies, which is very important. And it got it done quickly and efficiently. Let me tell you, if Marmie and Pawpaw, Reagan and Lindsay had been loading that truck, it would have taken us 10 hours. There would have been hurt feelings because everybody's tempers would have been flaring because it was hot. And, you know, somebody could have gotten hurt. And so it's just a nice thing to put in your budget to plan for a couple of moving guys to help you load up your truck. Now, obviously, if you're wanting to save money, the best thing you can do is pack your own things. But when it comes to the heavy lifting, there's no shame in hiring a couple professional guys. And so that's my top 3 tips. And now back to Becca.
My mom just gave us some of her tips that she had for moving. So I know this is a different video. It's a quick video, but I wanted to start doing these little videos with my mom because she has so much knowledge of life and homemaking, and she has just so much for me to learn from, and I would love to share that with her. Let us know if you have any tips for moving. Share them down in the comments below. We would love to hear any ideas that you have or any questions you have, and I think it would be great to hear from you. So make sure you like and subscribe this video if you want to see more types of these videos with my mom. And I know once she gets settled in her new home and the holidays are coming around, we'll definitely have some more videos with Marmie and me. I know it's gonna be so much fun. So I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day and week, and thanks for stopping by.